Well, on the hot seat today, we have Keka, which is an HR tech based out of Hyderabad, which recently secured $57 million of funding from WestBridge Capital. Now, this is the largest such Series A SaaS funding for a startup in the country. Now, the platform streamlines and automates payrolls, recruiting, as well as leave and attendance, among other functions. It works with over 6,500 customers in India and runs the payroll of 1.5 million employees monthly. So let me welcome Vijay Yalamanchilli, the founder and CEO of Keka, to tell us more about the company and the road ahead. Vijay, thanks very much for your time here on CNBC-TV18. Let me start by asking you, because we read about how Keka was born out of your frustration from the existing systems which you wanted to simplify. 7 years later, you have more than 6,500 clients. Tell us a bit about the growth curve that you've seen and what you expect to achieve in this new year.
Sure. So it's been a long way since we came where we started like 6 years ago when we launched the product. But yet, with a new fundraise, I just feel like we're just getting started. So the growth for us, I think the first 1 year actually is what mattered most. We made sure that we are working closely with the customer, trying to solve what matters most for a customer that is specific to India market. That actually gave us a good amount of leverage in building a right product that helped us actually grow. And we've done a lot of things that are non-scalable. We worked with one customer to one customer, trying to get word of mouth and organic SEO. We have not spent any money on the marketing, but we still were able to grow 100% year on year consistently all through the journey. So that's been the journey. So 2023 is a big year for us because we believe that this space, there's so much to build, so much to disrupt and impact the customer. So we are doing a lot of initiatives in 2023, like connecting the SME in forums across the cities, being able to not just provide a platform, but forum where people can actually interact with, HR people can interact and have problems addressed.
Sure. Vijay, let me come back to that funding that you raised, because you were bootstrapped for quite a few years before you went ahead and raised this $57 million. What do you plan to do with it?
I think, we were able to raise that significant round because we were bootstrapped for a good amount of time and we were able to produce growth. In terms of being able to do one, we want to focus on building a product, improving the product for existing customers. There's so much to be built in terms of talent acquisition, performance management, talent management, upskilling, and other areas. So these are the areas we would like to invest on the product. And we're also looking to expand into other geographies. So that includes Southeast Asia and other Western countries as well.
Actually, that was my next question. What are these expansion plans? Because I think I also remember in your other interviews where you mentioned US and European markets as other geographies that you were looking at. What's the update there?
Sure. So I think, India is growing, by the way. India market alone is growing tremendously, despite all the recession and slowdown conversation. I think Indian hiring is continuing to go well. So we see that we're able to do more than 100% growth within India and within these other new geographies, because, HR, when it comes to HR, the software we build for India may not really work for these other countries. The focus is going to be building the right product for those markets, act like a startup we are in these new geographies, figure out the problems relevant to that job, and then work on scaling.
Okay, so when you're talking about scaling, how many potential new clients do you think you'd be adding in the near future? And how many of these will be from the overseas markets that you're targeting?
So I believe about 20% of our new revenue is going to come from the overseas market, because this is just the first year we're actually launching.
Okay.
But following year, in the next 5 years, right? So I see that overseas market going to be more than 60% of our growth. So that is a growth we are looking from the overseas market.
Okay, Vijay, and one final question. Since you're in the HR industry, we saw a lot of things happen, from the great resignation to the quiet quitting and whatnot. What are some of the new trends emerging that you've seen in the industry?
I think the emerging trend, first employee, right, has been come to a limelight, right? So traditionally, customer has always been a king, right? But I think now for all the businesses, there's a queen, which I believe is employee. Now, if you serve your employee well, they'll serve your king well, right? The customers. I think that's a new realization that has come, and there's much more value given to employee as a notion. I think that's something that has come. From a HR tech perspective, there's more adoption of technology that's continuing to happen. COVID has brought that change. So these are the primary trends that I see. So I think the relevant employee and employee technology is much more in 2023 than it ever was.
All right, Vijay, on that note, thank you very much for your time here on CNBC TV18. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
On that note, it's time for us to head into a short break. But coming up, we bring you a special report on how Dalchini Technologies is helping women become micro-entrepreneurs. On the other side, stay tuned.
Welcome back to Startup Street. Now, Dalchini Technologies, which provides instant, healthy, home-style food through IoT-enabled Phygital vending machines, is upskilling women to become micro-entrepreneurs. The Dukaan Tech startup, which is also led by a woman founder, has 150-plus franchisee partners, of which more than 30% are actually women. Now, as part of our Future Female Forward series, my colleague Aishwarya Anand brings you the story of Prerna Kalra-led Dalchini.
Whether you're a working professional or visiting a hospital or waiting for a friend at a metro station, when hunger strikes, the first thing you go looking for is a vending machine. While the innovation is old, when the pandemic hit, the old school vending machines were repurposed and diversified to become no-touch points for food distribution. And with the intervention of technology, they're becoming smarter too. One such startup that is giving the makeover to vending machines with its IoT-based solutions to make them more advanced and Phygital is Dalchini.
If I look 4-5 years back, right, India had nearly zero smart vending machines, while on the contrary, there were more than 2 million vending machines in US, right? China, Japan had one vending machine on every 30 people. That is where I saw a gap. When we started Dalchini, we wanted to build a technology-first product and take vending machines from few thousands to a vending machine at every 200 meters of habitable area.
Dalchini's IoT-enabled physical and digital vending machines do not have any human intervention. It is 100% cashless, app-based and contactless.
What we built, the first thing was that we just removed all the buttons. Our vending machines are absolutely zero buttons there. There is just a QR code you scan, and the entire experience for the consumer is just on your mobile phones only. On the consumer side, we have tried to create an e-commerce-like experience. You open the app, you find the nearest smart store, you buy, and then you go and pick up instantly. On the partner side, what we have enabled to the retailer is one is the inventory management, the second is the day-to-day operations of their vending machine, the production. We also enable them to manage their workforce who's refilling. This also enabled us to create this as an offering for a lot of tiffin services in the country, right? Post-pandemic, what we changed was that instead of just limiting ourselves to office spaces, today more than 40% of our vending machines are there in manufacturing facilities, in MSMEs, in factories where it's a round-the-clock operations. A lot of these factories did not allow the consumers to carry mobile phones inside, right? We enabled them with smart RFID tags. Pre-pandemic, we were restricted to about, say, 10,000 plus offices, that's it, right? But post-pandemic, it opened up for about 65,000 plus MSMEs with 100 plus workforce, right? We also launched smart vending machines for cabs and buses.
Dalchini's vending machines are kiosks in partnership with over 100 D2C brands such as Sleepy Owl, Slurp Farm, among others, offers a range of different products including cooked food, personal care and hygiene products, and even stationery items.
Cloud Kitchen's delivery boy in a day delivers about 20 orders, right, in general. But With our vending machines, one delivery boy is able to manage 5 to 10 vending machines, and every vending machine is doing about 100 orders. So this guy is actually delivering about 500 to 1000 orders every single day. Today, most of our products, the cloud kitchens that are selling, right, through our platform, right, they are priced in between 29 rupees to 99 rupees.
Alongside enabling brands to sell their products through its smart vending solutions, Dalchini operates a franchisee model to allow people to generate income by setting up their own smart vending machines and building smart stores in their preferred locations.
98% of our vending machines and smart stores are owned by our franchisee partners. More than 30% of our franchisee partners today are women.
In September, the Dukan Tech startup had raised $4 million in its Series A round from Unicorn India Ventures and other investors. Dalchini has clocked Rs 15 crore in revenues in the first 2 quarters of 2022 and aims to hit Rs 50 crore in annual revenue run rate by March 2023.
India's vending machine market is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 17.2% between 2022 to 2028, owing to the growth in the retail industry. With over 40,000 hospitals and more than 500,000 workplaces among others, it still remains a severely untapped market. However, Dalchini is confident that it can change the landscape and has the potential to install vending machines in over 6 million locations across India. With camera person Balbir Singh, Aishwarya Anand for CNBC-TV18.
Well, vending machines get a